Hey y'all, Farmer Jesse here, and Scooter, and today I want to talk about Johnsongrass and 5 ways to get rid of it. Scoot-doo. So let's do it. Real quick, before we get started, I'm slowly working on the idea of a no-till market garden conference next year, 2019. If you are at all interested in that, go over to our Patreon page and sign up, because not only do you get discounts, but that money helps me to actually afford to do a conference. So, anyway, without further ado, let's talk about Johnsongrass. This is Johnsongrass. It's identifiable by pretty stocky leaves. It's actually related, it's in the genus sorghum, so it's actually related to sorghum. So it looks like sorghum. It also can be identified by these stupid things. These are the rhizomes. Johnsongrass is magical because it has one of those amazing attributes, is that they can reproduce through seed or through rhizome. Now, if you really want to knock back Johnsongrass, right now, when it's flowering, and this is mid-September in Kentucky, it may flower a little earlier in other areas or a little later, is a really good time to go after it. Basically, it's putting a ton of energy into creating that flower, so it's a really good time to start pulling it out or cutting it back or really going after it. So my first tip, never let it go to seed. Always, this is one of those crops that I have as like a rule on my farm. It's a stop what you're doing and pull it crop. If you see Johnsongrass or spiny amaranth going to seed, pull it. Stop what you're doing and pull it out as best you can. Even if that stalk rips out, that's okay. These are what's called perinating rhizomes, which means they're basically going to live through the winter. They're going to survive the winter and then reproduce in the spring. But by weakening them, you actually lessen their production in the spring. So ripping that, after they put all that energy into flowering, ripping that stalk out and trying to digging up that rhizome if you can, is a good way to really weaken the plant. My second tip may seem a little bit less conventional. One of the things that I really recommend is if you have a patch of Johnsongrass, that is exactly where you should put your most intensive garden. So what I mean by that is that where I have the fewest weeds is where I am the most. So all this space, I have almost nothing, you know, all over on my Brussels sprouts and all that stuff over there, almost nothing. And the reason is because I'm always in these places. I'm always working on this, so rarely do I ever have big weed issues in these areas because I'm constantly flipping those beds over and I'm really tending that well. If you have Johnsongrass in a long season area like that's now a long season area. If you have Johnsongrass in a long season area, that's when you really risk having it spread and having it become a problem. So honestly, one of the best ways to get rid of it is put it in a place where you're going to be planting a lot of stuff over and over. If you find Johnsongrass in a place that is going to be a long season crop, maybe think about planting something there that's a little bit faster and a little bit more intensive. Baby greens, kales, anything that you're going to have to cultivate frequently or with relative frequency. It's when you get into crops that stay there for several months, you know, weeks or months. So that's when you run into trouble with Johnsongrass. And maybe that's a little bit counterintuitive, but the idea is that you're going to be constantly cultivating that area. You're going to pull that weed out as soon as you see it, and you're going to be on top of it. So in my mind, it's better to have it there where I always am and where I have the highest production crops versus my long season plots, only because if it's in a long season plot, it's just not getting as much attention. So it's going to proliferate. Third one I think is really important. Do not till it. If you're going to do anything with Johnsongrass, pull it. Just get down on your hands and knees and yank the stuff. Because if you till it, all you're gonna do is break up that rhizome and you're gonna send that stuff spreading all through your garden. I've seen what that looks like. I've done it myself. It's not pretty. So yeah, if you break this and then you plant these two things, they will grow separately. That will grow into Johnsongrass. Definitely don't wanna till it, because then you're breaking it up, spreading it out, and planting more Johnsongrass. Now, tarping can be effective. This stuff here can be effective at wearing it out a little bit. In my experience, it won't get rid of the Johnson grass, but it will certainly knock it back. Like I said, weaken it, which is part of the goal. If you can weaken it enough, you can start pulling it out and kind of keep it from getting out of hand. There's no one magic bullet for Johnson grass, right? Ultimately, what you have to do is create a strategy, like with weeds, like in this video I did. If you create a good enough strategy to combat Johnson grass, it will go away. You can, at very least, keep it under control, and it won't ever go to seed and it won't spread. So yeah, tarps work. I've heard solarization actually works a little better. Putting a sheet of plastic down and solarizing them through the summer, that can be an effective way to break the Johnson grass root down, the rhizome, and also perhaps get rid of it. Cover crops, I guess, can be effective in outrunning the Johnson grass, keeping it from being able to photosynthesize, and thus keeping the roots from being able to expand. That's limited in that you can't till those cover crops in, obviously, because then you're just gonna spread the root. But also, if you have it in a cover crop and it makes its way through and goes to seed and you don't notice it, that can be a real problem. But I will say that mowing's not a bad idea. If you keep it mowed really heavily, that will definitely knock back the energy of the rhizome. It was kind of intended as fodder because it does make a good graze for animals, good forage. You'll rarely see Johnson grass in continually grazed pastures. And the reason is that those cattle really love Johnson grass and it really wears down the energy level. So eventually, after they've grazed it and grazed it and grazed it, it won't come back anymore. That's not really an option for the market gardener. You can't really just go out and be trimming it every day. However, you can knock back the energy, and then be able to get rid of it maybe a little bit more easily. I mean, honestly, if you have a small patch of it and you've identified where that is, I just recommend pulling it. The most effective thing you're ever gonna do to Johnson grass is get those rhizomes out. So get a beer, get a friend, get a couple friends, go out with a trowel and just dig up every single rhizome. And do that until it's gone. You know, you may have to do that every year for a while because you'll probably miss a root here or there, and that's fine. Like I said, it's more of a strategy, an overall strategy to overcome Johnson grass than it is like one remedy. I have no idea what Wendell's barking at. Wendell! And I didn't mention any herbicides because we don't use herbicides. We have no plans to use herbicides. Acetic acid may work to an extent, which is a certified organic. Hey, Wendell. Which is a certified organic herbicide. But we're not going to use those things if we don't have to, and we don't have to with Johnson grass. I feel like it's way more effective to get that rhizome out of there than it is to try and just kill the plant. Managing Johnson grass in a no-till system is a little easier in that there is a little bit more monitoring of the soil, but then there's also that you're just not breaking up those roots all the time. However, the Johnson grass is still snaking through that soil just the same. So it's still an issue in a no-till garden as it would be anywhere else. So anyway, if you like this video, please like this video. Also make sure to subscribe. Also make sure to check out the Patreon page. Like I said, I want to do the No-Till Market Garden Conference, and if I can afford to do it, I'll do it. But I need your all's help, so go over to the Patreon page and sign up, get a little discount for the conference, maybe get some other perks. Share this video with your friends. Make sure to leave a comment. How do you guys get rid of your Johnson grass? Good kitty, eat the Johnson grass. Other than that, we'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.